Hey, what's good? Game on, Wisconsin. Oh man, I feel bad I couldn't be here for the post game. I'm glad I can be here now.
Yes,
And
sir.
uh and so how it was a tough one yesterday, but we're here. We're gonna talk about it a little bit and we're gonna, dust ourselves off and we're gonna move on. But how are you doing tonight, Ummer?
I'm good, man. I missed you yesterday, man. It was a solo show. We just rocked out as best we could. Kind of, recap the game as best we, but with everything kind of went down. It was one hell of a game. Didn't start out strong, but we did finish strong. And even though it's one of those few times where you can get the moral victories out of a loss, right?
Yeah.
And definitely not a game where you want to just throw away the tape because I think there's a lot of good, valuable lessons. And I just think the one thing we can definitely take away from that game is that we had 4 turnovers, 2 missed field goals, and didn't get our run game going, and we still only lost by 2. With
Yeah.
all those things that went wrong, I mean, honestly, like I have to admit, like I can run with that. I can, and also our pass rush was non-existent except for a couple of times. So with all the things that went like that way, and for us to be only 2 points off from a victory, hey, I think we got it. It's just one of those things like last year where there was glimpses
Yeah.
and we're just we had to wait for them to kind of hit it all cylinders. I think that's what's going to happen here.
Yeah. Dude, I thought on that cornerback blitz, was Nixon, right? And
Yep.
he got home and knocked that ball loose. I my belief level
Shot. Yeah. Yeah.
freaking skyrocketed, man. I was like, "Oh my god." I'm like, "That's a play that we needed to happen
Yep.
for this to possibly happen,"
Yep.
And unfortunately, we just miss. Um, but hey, the comment section's going off early here. We'll just grab this early, and then we'll get into our sponsors before we get into the show. Justin Amandro, good evening. Not too concerned about the loss. Love got the rust out of the way. Pass rush and kicker are my two biggest concerns. Yeah, I can agree with that.
Yeah.
Um,
He's not wrong about that at all.
Love needs to keep that Brett Favre jersey in the closet forever.
I
Here's
couldn't agree more.
yeah. here's here's the thing, man, about Jordan Love, right? Everyone was talking about, oh, he channeled his inner Brett Favre or whatever, and last year was the comparisons with Aaron Rodgers the whole
Yep.
season. Here's the thing, folks. We don't need Jordan Love to be Brett Favre. We
No.
don't need Jordan Love to be Aaron Rodgers. We need Jordan Love to be Jordan Love, to stick to
Exactly.
his strengths, to play his game, to listen to LaFleur's scheming. We know what he has to offer. I think he got a little willy-nilly. I don't know. Maybe some of those throws made me feel like maybe he took some Vicodin like Brett Favre before the game. I don't know what he was thinking with some of those throws, man. But hey, Jordan Love, man, all you got to do is be yourself, man, and we're in good hands.
Honestly, like I don't think you guys said any better. It's true. Like it was one of those things where like you could see in the beginning of the game, he was just trying to really knock off the rust. His balls were not sailing. They were real short. They were low. And, you know, with that being said, in the last 2 games, the receivers really, really, really helped out Malik Willis. And I did not see that until literally later on in the game when, you
Yeah.
know, you just there was a lot. I mean, I think someone counted almost 13 different types of like drop passes. There was 3 outright drops, and then there was maybe out of 13 contested catches, there were 6 that were caught. So you can, basically say like, you know, that's just not good, man. I'm sorry, that's like
Damn,
10
man.
drop
Yeah.
passes right there, man. Like, and when you are playing a team like Minnesota, you have to stay ahead of the sticks. That's what everyone kept saying. But then,
Yeah.
when they go up 14-0 in the first half, ain't much you can do. And look, in that first drive, dude, they had an interception. McDuffie had a pick
Yeah.
right there on the third play of the game that he dropped. He grabs that ball, it's a whole different ball game. Now, who knows if we score, right? Because Narvison was definitely not feeling it yesterday. But no joke, you're literally in the red zone with that play. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it takes the wind right out their sails. And the truth is, Minnesota has never trailed like in any game all season.
Yeah.
and you get the lead up on them, you do kind of get them out of their normal, like, what their normal game plan is, right? So, yeah, you're right though. Some passes that Jordan had where like he just throws it up, and I'm just like, dude, what are you doing? Like, you don't need to try to get all 28 points back in one.
Especially I think we had one drive, I think, where it was a one-score game, right?
Mhm.
And that was where he threw it up to Wicks.
Yep.
And Wicks, that's a ball that Wicks could win, though, too. That's the
Yeah.
thing.
They hit him. Was that the one that hit him in the chest? Is that the one that hit him in the
Yeah.
chest? He missed it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, and you know what the funny thing is? People kept saying like, if that was Christian Watson, more unlikely he catches that ball.
Yeah.
And I hate to say it, but I think he does. Like, when it comes to like contested catches, when it comes to those kind of jump ball plays, normally Watson's the one that's making play. Like, and I think we should really address that too. People are already coming out saying that, Christian Watson is injury prone and he's soft. And dude, I'm sorry. I don't care who you put there. First off, it was a bad ball. And even though it was, if you listen to the floor today, the reason why Jordan threw it, because he saw the play. The linebacker was going with Musgrave, but he curled off. He broke off his route and then went right back to to Christian, right? Because if he didn't go back to Christian, more than likely Christian catches the ball, or he's at least there to knock it down. And instead, he comes back under, and then he gets his leg just wrapped up under the dude.
Yeah.
Good thing is that they're saying nothing was fractured, and that it seems like it's a very mild high ankle sprain.
Okay.
And so right now, it went from like he might be placed on IR to where LaFleur is thinking that he may miss this week, and maybe that's it. So you know what? Don't be surprised if Christian's back next week, because I think he, based on everything he's been hearing, everything he's done in off season, I think he has something to prove. And I can understand if you got a hammy injury or maybe like another, a hammy thing. All right, fine, you can bust him up on that. But a high ankle sprain, man, I'm sorry, that can happen to anybody.
Dude, that's just the wrong place at the wrong time. That happens on the football field.
He could have easily just avoided. He knew what he was going into in that pass. He was double covered, and the third guy came over as a triple covered, right? He could have literally let the ball go, but he wouldn't go make a play and got hurt. So you can't really call him soft if he's putting his body on the line trying to make a play that he knows is going to get him jacked up. You know what I'm saying? And okay, Dontavian Wicks did have a little bit of like literally I've never seen in a game where a player had a redemption arc, where like he literally had like 3-4 drops. Okay. Drops like easy passes and some not so easy passes, right? There was one was a slant route. He catches that ball, it's a first down or a touchdown, right? Then we missed the field goal. But let's just say and then he missed another touchdown, but then he comes back and catches 2 more touchdowns. But yeah, he dropped like he had like 4 or 5 drops. So they knew that Christian was out, so they had to keep going to him, which I get it. It's like the Devontae treatment, it's like you just get the drops right out of him. But bro, like for Jordan to start out the way he did and come back out, throw 4 touchdowns, have almost 400 yards passing, and that last drive, like someone showed it, like Monty showed it on Instagram. He like broke down like the play-by-play from like ESPN. That it was like a minute, and he just went first down. He just literally just wheeling and dealing, gets in, scores a touchdown, right? And I remember in the offseason after the Niners game, Jordan did say the one thing he's going to work on is his 2-minute game. Yeah. Because in that game, against the Niners, he messed up in that 2 minutes, right? Yeah. And you could definitely tell he was locked in. Like at the end of the game, Jordan Love was back.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, the rust was knocked off, but it still looked like maybe some of those throws.
Yeah.
The leg wasn't all there behind it. So
I agree with that.
We'll see, man. I think he's going to look better every week. And next week we'll talk about that. But we're going to get into our NFL wrap up here in a second. But quick before we do, got to give a shout out to our sponsors. Up first is Tundra Town Clothing Company. Go check out their shop at tundratownclothingcompany.etsy.com. And if you're there, man, throw in our discount code Game On Wisconsin. Save yourself 10%.
Yep.
They just dropped a new shirt. Let's see here. I did this before here.
Yeah, you did it. Yeah.
And I think I can do it again. And here we go. Is it there?
It's there.
All right. Well, there's their new drop, their winter warning hoodie. It's a nice white hoodie with the black print on there. It's your winter warning, Green Bay, Wisconsin. Hey, all their shirts, all their stuff, 100% cotton, locally printed in Green Bay. Tundra Town Clothing Company. Use that discount code Game On Wisconsin. And also a new sponsor that we have is Ultimate Autographs. Go check out what they do, ultimateautographs.com. They have like these mystery boxes that you can just straight up buy, and it's like a bargain price for like an autographed helmet. The thing is, though, is they're like mystery boxes. So you got to be a big fan of football. So if you're thinking, I want only Green Bay gear, you should probably go a different route. But I'm telling you, the deals that you get here are insane. And if you're there, use our discount code Wisconsin15. I think that saves you 15%. But hey, hit us up for a referral code.
Hell yeah.
A referral URL if you are interested in buying one, because if you use our referral link, it'll give Game On Wisconsin a little bit of commission, and we're just going to put it towards making more content. But hey, check that out. Ultimate Autographs, man. It's rad. There's also there's these breaks they call them, break rooms, where like you buy, there's like 8 tickets, and you buy like a ticket for $25, and then they gift like 1, 2, or 3 items. And the thing is, though, so you might not get one, and some people might not want to gamble that $25. The thing is, though, is you're winning like a $300 to $500 piece of gear for that $25. So just go check out what they do at Ultimate Autographs. Hey. All right, man. There it is. I had to get through the business side of things, right? There's a business and everything. NFL, though, man. Okay, I liked how we did it last week.
Yeah, it's good.
I'm just gonna flow through it. I only got like 1 or 2 things to say about each game. That I want to hear what you got to say for it. Got to start with that Thursday night game, man. Cowboys eked one out against the Giants. I think McCarthy's time is limited in the Big D. And we know that Jerry Jones loves the Big D.
So in that game, Malik Neighbors is the man. Malik Neighbors, I mean, he was absolutely disgusting. And honestly, like if they had even a halfway decent quarterback, they would be a hell of a lot better than they are right now. Brian Daboll might be coaching for his job, but he's trying to do the best he can with what he has in front of him. I think every single day they're regretting paying Daniel Jones and not keeping Saquon Barkley. And it was the first time Brandon Aubrey missed a 50-yard kick in his career. And people are saying that it might have been point shaving. So because the spread was 5.5, he makes that field goal, Cowboys cover. And everybody had their monies on the Cowboys covering 5.5. And they lose by what the hell was it? They lost by 6? Was it 6? No.
2015. 20 to 15.
2015. Yeah. And the spread was 5.5. So they needed that what you call it? They needed the 3 points.
Cover the spread,
right? And they didn't. And so it's like, hey, did Vegas make a call? Because Aubrey's never missed from 50 yards. Like straight up, he's never missed. So it's like it's wild, but no joke. Even with them being the Giants, they barely beat the Giants. The Giants really like had a chance to beat the Cowboys if they had a halfway decent quarterback. And so honestly, like that was a fun game to watch. It's good to see like CeeDee Lamb finally get a touchdown, and Zeke looked like he had a little bit of a burst, but Rico Dowdle might be the number 1 running back there right now. So it was a good game. It was a fun game.
All right, let's go Saints Falcons here.
Okay.
Cool, my fantasy kicker with the game winner, baby. NFC South looks kind of like a mess now. After I thought this was going to be the Saints division, they're 2-2 now. Falcons are 2-2. Bucks are in the lead there now. But the NFC South is going to be a fun division, I think.
I agree, man. Like that was a really good game, and for the Saints to march down and to like literally score with like less than a minute left, and then Atlanta to come back and kick almost a 60-yard field goal to win it. Young Ho Koo was a San Diego Charger kicker who missed like 2 field goals to roll, got cut, then picked up by Atlanta, and he's been automatic since. He's really, really, really good, dude. And no joke, like that game, that's a divisional game, but that's going to be definitely a game that's going to go back and forth for a while. Primarily because of the fact that both those teams are they got Derek Carr's finally come back down to earth. He's not throwing up the same numbers he was throwing up before, right?
Yeah.
But no joke. It was a fun game. You have defensive touchdowns. It was all over the place, man. It was crazy.
Yeah. Dude, I was just sitting here thinking about the starting quarterbacks in that
Yeah.
division, and they're all like journeymen that have
Yeah.
Kirk Cousins in Atlanta. You got Carr with the Saints. You had Andy Dalton starting for the Panthers, and then you got Baker Mayfield for the Bucks. What a wild crew of quarterbacks down there, right? Like journeymen, like finding their their spot late in their career. I was cheering for Dalton Mania, man, and but let's move on to a game that surprised me.
Okay.
Steelers lose to the Colts. Colts get that big home win. Hey,
Yeah.
Tanner Bortolini and Jonathan Taylor looking good for Badger alumni. And then, hey, man, Fields still had a solid start for the Steelers.
300 yards passing, 2 touchdowns thrown, 1 touchdown ran in. He had an interception. I think he played his butt off. Obviously, they didn't play as well as they could. But when Anthony Richardson went out, I don't think the Pittsburgh defense was ready for Joe Flacco. I think they were game planning to have to play against Richardson, who's pretty inaccurate, and he's literally a rookie if you think about it. He missed all of last year, so he's kind of like a rookie out there, right? And Joe Flacco comes out, you got like a 15-year vet over there, knows how to run offense. He was just wheeling and dealing, and they had no answer for him. And he was getting the ball out quick. He was making good decisions. And yeah, the Colts got a win. And the funny thing is, Colts were guaranteed to lose that game because not only were they lost Richardson, but then half their defense was out. All their playmakers, like Kenny Moore Jr. was out, or Kenny Moore II was out. What was his name? Buckner was out. Kiwi Pay was out. I mean, they had a lot of guys on. They were just like not playing, and like I literally thought that the Steelers were going to run all over them. But yeah, it was a good win. It was a good win for the Colts, and Shane Steichen is showing that he may not be able to get it done with Richardson, but he's definitely able to get it done with backup quarterbacks.
Gil Lundgren here saying Colts trying to RG3 Richardson.
Ooh. Dude, that's a very true statement because he got a hip pointer, goes out of the game, gets checked out, comes back in. 4th down, they run him on a quarterback option. And I'm like, what are you doing? The dude's banged up. Why are you putting him back in harm's way again? So, yeah, it was terrible. It didn't make no damn sense to me. But you know what? Shane Steichen is he's a head coach. He's a play caller. He knows better than I do. But I'm sorry. That was terrible. That was absolutely terrible.
All right, man. This one, I actually had maybe a couple. I know some Packers fans had some laughs about. Broncos beat the Jets 10-9. Aaron Rodgers and the Jets offense looked like they were playing in the darkness.
Yeah.
Broncos and Bo Nix 2-2 on the season with that ugly win. Yep. Oh man, what is going on in New York? That's in New York. That was in New York.
That was in New York, which I didn't know. I thought it was in Denver this whole time. Yeah. And then I remember I saw something earlier today. It was in New York. I'm like, there's no way. I was like, they lost in New York like that? So Rodgers got hit, I think, a whopping 13 times. Oof. Sacked maybe 5 or 6. So, dude, he was limping at the end of the game. He was banged up. Then you had Robert Saleh talking about like how like the cadence may have been throwing them off. And then Rodgers is like, man, I've been doing this thing all my career. I don't know what you talking about, dog. Maybe we should be holding people accountable. You could just already see them bumping heads. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
yeah. Him being teamed up with Garrett Wilson is not working out. Like Garrett Wilson is not having like these all-star numbers, you know.
Yeah.
Breece Hall had a bad game. Braylon Allen looked pretty decent in comparison to Breece Hall. But, dude, like Denver's defense is still pretty legit, even though they had some injuries. They lost Alex Singleton for the year, middle linebacker for them. But, dude, Patrick Surtain is he is the definition of a shutdown corner. I used to give grief. Say, oh, yeah, Jair. Hey, I love Jair, but he ain't no Patrick Surtain, man. Patrick Surtain, he literally wipes out receivers. That's just what you do. And he did that with Garrett Wilson, too. Garrett Wilson had, like, I think 8 catches for 54 yards and a fumble. Like, it was terrible, dude. And so, like, it's one of those things where I know Jets fans are not feeling it right now because they're like, we brought this guy in. He's supposed to lead us to a promised land. And, you know, he had a good game against the Patriots. The Patriots defense team ain't that good anyways. But, shoot, that game right there, dude, I'm sorry. It was a defensive game. Boring for some. But when I would see it come up on red zone, it looked like it was pretty interesting. It looked like it was a defensive battle. It looked fun.
Yeah. True North Packers fans, sup, boys? If you know some Jets fans, please ask them if they need a hug.
I know I got a guy at work. I might have to ask him what's up, see how he's doing.
Yeah. And then they also this one here, True North with True North. Bo Nix had 60 yards. 60.
60. And he won. I don't think people remember, but back in 2015, when we lost Jordy Nelson, Packers went to Denver, and it was the first time in like Pat Rodgers' career that he did not break 100 yards passing. He had 77 yards passing. 77. So I'm just saying, Denver has found a way to really have like some awesome ass defenses, man. And that's funny because last year, that's the one that Devon Achane ran for 250 yards on, right? Yeah. But then when Green Bay went there, we couldn't get nothing going. Yeah. But Aaron Jones,
their defense lit us up in that preseason.
Oh, God, yeah, yes,
yes, it was just like I'm so glad it was preseason because I was just like, pick your ass up and go home. Like
seriously,
they were a mile high during that one. I think it was bad.
It was bad.
Justin Amadra here says NBA should consider flexing out Steelers, Jets for Packers, Texans.
They might. But the Texans aren't looking that good either, man. They barely beat Jacksonville.
I know, but they're still 3-1. The Texans have clawed their way to a 3-1.
Yeah, that's true.
All right. Eagles, Buccaneers. Bucks take the NFC South lead on Baker's big day. Eagles fall to the 2-2, which now makes me feel like Packers should be 4-0.
Oh, 100%. I think someone said that too. Like someone said that if we had a competent kicker, like if we just kept Greg Joseph instead of Narvison, we might be 4-0 right now.
Yeah.
Because we would have probably made all the field goals that we missed so far. They say that Narvison is the worst kicker in the league. He's the only kicker in the league to miss a field goal under 40 yards.
Yeah. He's probably the only one that's missed 4 as well. Like
he just might be. No. I think Justin Tucker's up there too.
Oh, that's Justin right. He's having like I heard some Ravens fans.
Yeah. Tucker ain't looking good, bro. Yeah. But no, you're right though, man. Like it's one of those things where the Eagles, man, like they went and got all these new coaches on. They got all these new offensive, defensive coordinators, and it's just not working out. I mean, at one point in the beginning of the game, Baker Mayfield was 12 for 13 for 178 yards, 2 touchdowns. I mean, I think he had a 3-touchdown game and he ran one in, and he still threw for almost 350 yards, something crazy, dude. He killed him. He absolutely killed him. And not even that. Like on defense, they couldn't stop anything. Like you had Bucky Irving, the rookie out of Oregon, just eating them up, dude. He looked so good. I thought Rashad White was pretty good, but dude, Bucky Irving looks legit. Like, he touches the ball and he's just gone. He like Chase Brown, dude. He's like shot out of a rocket. It's insane. Yeah. So it was a good game. But that Vita Vea came back too. He was injured last week, so I think that made a big difference for Tampa's defense. That's why they had such a difficult time in Denver. But yeah, man, Philadelphia Eagles. You know what? After they won 8-0 last year, they came back down to earth, and it seems like they just stayed there.
Yeah. Bengals and Panthers, man. Did Burrow and Chase save the Bengals season with a win over the Panthers? I was cheering for Dalton Mania to get revenge on the Bengals, but it didn't happen. Did you see that Panthers fan that was like spraying his hair orange and beard orange before the game?
No, I did not. I did not. All I saw was as Chase and Gesicki were leaving the field after the game was over, beer, like someone threw like a shit ton of beer like right on his head. So I thought that was kind of messed up. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, no joke. Like honestly, that game was wild. Like Joe Burrow and Chase were just on one, dude. And there was one point where Chase escaped like 3 tackles and ran for like a 50-yard, 60-yard touchdown, dude. It was disgusting. So no joke. Bengals definitely did save their season there, but they definitely need to get something going because they still had Carolina Panthers score 24 points on them. Any Dalton or no Dalton, that's still a lot of points for Carolina Panthers.
Yeah. Absolutely. And I'm curious here. I just want to take a peek at who the Bengals got next week, right? Oh. Because a lot of people are saying, "Oh, Bengals are 0-3, like they're done for." But they're 1-3, and shit, They host the Ravens. So, I mean, they legit get a chance to save their season this next week, right? Like, if they start 0-3, then you get your first win, and then you get a division win. You get to 2-3, and
Yeah,
you're one
you
and
start
0
feeling
in the
good about
division.
yourself. Start feeling good about yourself, 100%.
Yeah.
You
All
know,
right,
you're the only
man.
team in NFL history to start 0-4 and then make it to not only the playoffs but the Super Bowl.
Who was that?
Cincinnati Bengals.
Oh, was that in the 80s?
No, that was just now. That was
They started 0-4 that season?
they started 0-4. And they were the
Holy
only team to make the playoffs that year and then make it to the Super Bowl. I think that's what it was. I know they made the playoffs for sure. I want to say they made a Super Bowl too. That's when they lost to the Rams. But bro, yeah, it was I was like, damn. So they're used to this. Like it's like the Packers like from last year.
Yeah.
We're used to having a game or here we just kind of drop. We're like, what the hell? The difference is we had 4 or 5 of those games in a row last year. I don't see us doing that again. Next.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Jags and Texans, baby. Texans almost drop a game to the Jags.
Yep.
This doesn't feel like the same Texans team as last year, even though they are 3-1.
The Texans, I feel like we're riding a high, and then whatever the hell happened to them in the playoffs, they're just starting to feel that again. Like that defense was extremely overrated because they're getting ate up right now.
Yeah.
And CJ Stroud, for the most part, you know, he definitely came on in this game. Like he had some really good numbers. But yeah, like I was worried about that game when the beginning of the season started because of just like the firepower that they have. Now looking at the way they're playing, I feel like they are a beatable team. And Jacksonville just let one go. Like they had the lead and they let the Texans come back and score on them and get that last second touchdown. And the thing is, like, Jacksonville's missing Darnell Savage, their starting safety, Tyson Campbell starting corner. They're missing some guys, but still though, like they showed Trevor Lawrence's record from last year and this year. The last like 9 games, he's 0-9.
Oh dang. Because they're 0-4, man. I mean, Peterson's time might be short there.
I think so. I definitely think so. 100%.
Yeah. Commanders and Cardinals, man. Commanders are now my favorite to win the NFC East after their ass whooping of the Cardinals. Heisman winner, to division winner, to a playoff appearance, loading for Jaden Daniels.
Yeah.
Your boy from LSU.
Look, so I'm going to say this right now. LSU's finest. Jaden Daniels has the highest completion percentage of any quarterback, let alone a rookie. 81.2%. That's insane. Okay. I've been a hater of Cliff Kingsbury's offense. I don't know if he's doing this because of Cliff Kingsbury or if he's just doing it in spite of him. But we'll give him his flowers right now because he's definitely tearing it up. I mean, Cincinnati is definitely not what it used to be defensively, and then Arizona, unfortunately, is terrible. It's just the way it is, right? And I hate to say it, but I was a big Kyler Murray fan. I don't know if he's going to be able to get it done. He does not look good. That's another game that I thought we would drop because, I thought Arizona was on the come up. It looks like they're not. And, dude, Washington's legit. Like, I'm not going to lie right now.
Yeah, man.
I thought their defense was going to be terrible. Offensively, they are really getting it done. And then what they're doing is they're getting such a lead that their defense could just, peel their ears back and just light people up, just like the Minnesota Vikings, right? And so, yeah, I got to give credit where credit's due, man. And I know the Washington Commanders are going to be playing the Cleveland Browns this weekend. That'll be a damn good game. It'll be a really good defense, get a really good offense. It should be fun.
Yeah. Brian Robinson Jr. right now, he's got 307 yards, rushing yards on the season, 3 touchdowns. He's averaging 4.7 yards a carry. Yeah, man, he's
killing it, man.
He had a few catches last game. He's the guy to keep watching.
100%.
Hey, Niners beat the Patriots. Ooh, big surprise. Niners get back to 500 with that win. Patriots, for all I care, can lay in the gutter of the AFC for 2 decades. So, whatever.
Look, I'm with you. I'm tired of hearing from Patriot fans. I want to see them suffer because they deserve it. I like Jared Mayo as a head coach. I think he's a good coach. That's the only reason why I want to see them succeed. But in that, I don't really care about them. I can care less. They need some humble pie for the next few years because of the way they used to act. And Niners want to kind of run their mouths by going back and winning that game. It was like, all right, well, you got Debo back, so you should have won that game. And on top of that, too, you were at home. You were against probably one of the worst teams in the league right now. Yeah, that's an easy win. So yeah,
Yeah.
I want to see what the Niners do this week. And now we're hearing that Christian McCaffrey has tendonitis in both his Achilles, not just one, but both Achilles. And so who knows if he'll come back. And no joke, like yeah, I think that Niners are starting to have some kinks in their armor. That's
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, man. And the Niners, they host the Cardinals next week. So that might be a layup for them. Next, we got Browns and Raiders. Raiders win without Tay. I hope the Browns lose until they ditch Watson. Who was watching that game yesterday?
Oh man, I saw it on Red Zone a couple of times. It was a terrible game. I have to admit there was a touchdown that Watson threw to Cooper, which would have helped my fantasy football team out big time. It was like a 80-yard touchdown that got called back by a phantom holding call.
Oh
Right?
no.
Yeah, so I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. And Browns would have won. But I agree. Like, everything that kind of comes with Deshaun Watson, you don't really want to see him be successful. And so it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's gonna keep facing this. And then now they got a Washington team coming to, I think Washington's going to them, or they might be going to Washington. Either way, that's gonna be a
Yeah.
tough game for them to overcome, because I'm sorry that Jane Daniels is playing lights out right now. He's the
Yeah,
guy that maybe the Chicago Bears should have got.
Yeah, they go to DC next week, and I think that's like the Browns. If they lose next week and go to 1-4, sorry, Yvette, if you're listening to us, your season's probably over. If you lose
Well, I was gonna say, because their division, the Browns division ain't getting easier. That's for sure.
no,
Like Ravens, we're gonna get to the Ravens game here, but they destroyed the Buffalo Bills. That was embarrassing. Pittsburgh Steelers are 3-1, and they're doing that with Justin Fields literally learning the offense as he goes. And no matter what we think about Cincinnati, they always come on at the right time.
yeah,
Always.
oh yeah, Burrow and Chase, they show that they can
Yeah.
beat anybody any given day.
100%.
Chiefs and Chargers. Chiefs squeak out a win over rival Chargers after being down 10-0 after the first. Chiefs undefeated at 4-0, but they look very beatable.
Yeah, I agree. The Chiefs, like Rashad Rice, they're saying that he could have torn his ACL. Now they're saying they're not sure what happened. They're still doing tests. They're getting second opinions and things like that. The Chiefs are squeaking out wins right now, but no joke, they are not doing it pretty by any means. They're not doing it how easily they did it last year.
Yeah.
And yeah, they're going to be, they're 4-0 right now, but don't be surprised if they try to make a trade for a receiver, because right now, I mean, they're really down everybody, right? I mean, they're down, Hollywood Brown, probably done for the regular season. Then you got Isaiah Pacheco done for the next, I think, another 2 to 4 weeks. Oh no, sorry, 4 to 6 weeks. Then you got what's his name? Then you got Rashad Rice is probably done for the year at least done for at least a few weeks. And yeah, man, then Travis Kelce really isn't getting it done. So yeah, Mahomes is gonna have to try to make something out of nothing, and I don't know about that. I don't know if he's gonna be able to.
They host the Saints next week, so we'll see what Saints.
Yeah,
we'll see what Saints team shows up. Even
exactly.
And then a game you mentioned this a moment ago. Ravens right the ship with a thumping of the Bills. We could see this matchup again in the playoffs, and if we do, I hope it's not a 25-point beatdown.
Yeah, honestly, like King Henry showed everybody why he's still King Henry. He's always typically had really good games with Buffalo. And like, no joke, like it's one of those things where like Buffalo came back down to earth in that game. And then of course, Josh Allen may have gotten even hurt a little bit on his arm. But truth be told, like, yeah, I didn't expect the Ravens defense to do what they did against them. Like that was crazy to me.
All right, now let's get into, we played in an NFC North matchup. There's an NFC North team playing right now, but Rams and Bears, man. So Bears at 2-2, right there with the Packers now. They beat up a Rams team that was already beat up at Soldier Field. Packers visit the Rams in LA next weekend.
So the Rams had the Bears. But again, you know what? Stafford being like Stafford, throwing some picks when he shouldn't be throwing picks. I understand he ain't got no weapons out there, but yeah, no, they had the Bears dead to rights. Give credit to the Bears. Caleb Williams was finally able to throw a touchdown. He was able to connect on some passes. Run game looked really good. Khalil Herbert, DeAndre Swift, Roshan Johnson. They all looked really good back there. I know that multiple people on the offense went and talked to Shane Waldron and told him to be more aggressive. And so it'll be interesting to see who the Bears play this week. But again, Rams, offensively they're depleted. Defensively, they're not that good. They're very young. They're basically starting all over again on defense. So yeah, they're going to take some time to get back to where they were. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. All right. So that's all the games that have been played.
Yeah.
We'll talk, we'll get more into the Packers game here in a second, but Titans and Dolphins are playing right now. It's 6-3 Titans. I don't know if anyone's watching that game, but Lions and Seahawks. I think Lions will show that the Seahawks are frauds tonight. They're 3-0. Get this: the Seahawks played the easiest schedule so far in the first 3 weeks, but apparently their remaining schedule is the most difficult in the NFL. So wouldn't it be hilarious if the Seahawks ended up like 3-15? Like if they
God.
No, it'd be 3-14. We got 17 games.
3-14, yep.
1-3 and then lose 14 in a row. Woo.
Dude, that would be terrible. But I mean, you know what though? They've been hyping up Mike McDonald like crazy. And DK Metcalf just had a fumble. And they got returned back for like 40 yards to like the 10-yard line. So yeah. Hey man, Detroit is in scoring position to go up 2 touchdowns right now. So yeah, I'm sorry. Like, I'm with you, bro. Like, I like Seattle. I like Mike McDonald, but they could be pretenders. And I like to see Detroit lose any chance I get. So maybe they can squeak out a win here. But either way, I think they're both pretenders. I don't think either one of them could be representing the NFC in the Super Bowl. And I think that, I think Detroit's their time is coming, man. Their time is coming. That's all I know. The time is coming.
Yeah. All right, man. That concludes our wrap up of the NFL, except for the Packers game. So we're going to talk a little bit about the Packers game here still, and then we're going to jump into a little bit of preview. Some of us might still have some feelings to process. I'm supposed to talk about my feelings. So says my therapist. So if you got any wounds you want to discuss or any wounds you want to lick from yesterday so we can move on, let's do that, man, because love hurts sometimes. So what are some thoughts and feelings, man, where you're just like, damn, man, like if only this or only that, or any plays or moments that really stuck out?
Honestly, it's just the mental miscues. All the mental miscues. Injuries sucked. Yeah, losing Devontae Wyatt and Christian Watson injury was not good. I think we escaped a few injuries too. Like there was a leg whip that happened to Elton Jenkins that Andy Herman showed earlier today that looked like it would be a catastrophic injury, and nothing happened to Elton, thank God. But I think the mental aspect of the game, we're literally seeing the same mistakes that we were watching beginning of the season last year. If you recall, there was a pass that was thrown looked like it was getting thrown to Musgrave and it was high, but in reality it was supposed to go to Romeo Doubs, right? And so Musgrave goes for it, misses it, and then it gets tipped up a little bit to where Romeo misses it, and then it goes right into defender's hands, gets returned to a 10-yard line or 5-yard line. But the truth of the matter is that, as Heath Soder just said here, I think this is the best way to explain it. We played like crap. It's almost literally like Jordan comes back, we have like another preseason game, right? And and we still lost by 2. So I think the mental errors, get the drops fixed. Either Narveson gets his thing fixed or we bring in Brandon McManus. I understand Brandon McManus has a lot of baggage with him. He was found not culpable, is what they're saying, but there was an accusation made. So for me, I don't know anything. I know I read into it. I'm not sure how I feel about it one way or another. I do know the NFL doesn't really play around that kind of sexual assault kind of stuff. So if he did do something, they wouldn't probably have let that go. Yeah. So, but end of the day, like we need I either need Narveson to get his act together, or I need Alex Hale, the guy that we have on our practice squad, to start getting activated and start, competing with him legit. I need Rich Bisaccia to tell me what the hell he does in Green Bay, because that onside kick was like a drop kick from like the freaking 50s. And LaFleur said today, was like, well, we did it successfully in practice. I was like, well, shit, that ain't working the game. And again, to end on a positive note, Daniel Whelan is the truth.
Dude, I love Mezzo. Yeah, man.
Take everything.
Something you did mention, you did say something about Devontae Wyatt. Amandro dropped a nugget in here earlier too, saying that he's more concerned about Wyatt. Yeah, man, all concerned about him right now. For me, man, where it hurt me, I think, is what was the game plan on offense, and did we bail on it because of the lead of what happened there?
Yeah.
And then Rashawn Gary, where the fuck are you right now,
Bro,
man?
he
Where
is
are you?
invisible. He's in. I mean,
Come on, man. I know there's
yeah.
more to you than what's going on right now.
So in my thought process, it was like where, like, we kept studying 4. It wasn't getting the job done. And the 2 times that we sent a blitz, we sent the blitz multiple times. Nixon got the fumble sack, right? Sack fumble, sorry. But there was a couple times where they threw a blitz and Jefferson was wide open on the back end with Nixon trailing. Terrible. I don't know why to me, there was no business about Nixon covering Jefferson. No reason why Nixon should be in the boundary. I understand that Halfley thinks he can play. He can't play on the boundary. It's just what it is, right?
Yeah.
And the other time we had a blitz where they had a slip screen on the other side and Aaron Jones got like a 25-yard gain. That's going to happen. But you don't – like Darnold's the kind of dude that you just can't send 4. You got to send 5 at least.
Absolutely.
You got to keep pressuring. And I agree with you. Like, for me, like, I understand because they went up 14-0 in the first half. It's kind of hard to stay in your offensive game plan. But Josh Jacobs is the kind of guy who gets stronger as the game goes. They did make a comment about the fact that his pass protection wasn't that great, and so because of that, they took him out. And Emmanuel Wilson was getting more touches. Yeah, I don't know about all that. End of the day, you've been running the ball pretty consistently, regardless of the situation, because you had Willis, Malik Willis back there, but you're running the ball pretty consistently. You're running it well, right? And you threw when you had to throw, knowing that Jordan is banged up. You should have still just kept doing it, even though you were down 2 scores. You should have still kept running the ball, and they weren't. And
that's how I felt, man, because Malik threw 14 pass attempts and he had 19 pass attempts, and I was thinking, let's try to just land in the mid 20s, because I think he was like at 34 in game 1, and I'm thinking to myself, he doesn't need to throw that many times. We're running the ball well, but hey, however, the fight, the willpower to come back was nice to see. I believe that a healthy Love completes that comeback.
I agree.
And however, I felt he got a little reckless there in crunch time, like he did in the playoffs last year. And so it's just like, man, I hope that surfaced to remind him, and I hope he was just getting desperate with the injury. I don't know. But
I'm with you, bro. Like, truth be told, like, that one pass up the sideline to Wicks, that was just a clear interception. Like, I understand you're trying to get your guy a chance to make a play on the ball. But the one thing that got Jordan so on fire last year was he wasn't taking those deep shots. He was taking the gimmies. He was taking the stuff that the defense was giving him, right? Now, like I said, he was knocking off the rust. He's feeling a little bit of pressure. But even LaFleur was like, hey, I know Jordan's going to be fine. He's going to work on everything. He's going to get everything fixed. His placement wasn't where it needed to be, and things were a little bit off. But the truth be told, he had opportunities there was plays that could have been made where instead of him trying to throw it deep to Bo Melton or deep to Wicks, he could have just checked it down to Jacobs or to Kraft, and you're gaining first downs. And the thing is like, sometimes you don't want to score fast. Sometimes you want to, you want to beat that defense up a little bit, and just take, he threw for 54 times. There was no way that was in the game plan.
No.
But guess what? Once he started getting on, he was on, man. Like in those last 2 drives, he was on one, man. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah. But hey, man, Love will heal all things. So I am not concerned. I'm excited to see that. So let's jump into this next bit here that I want to talk about. And it's just like team potential, because I saw some stuff, and I'm going to address some team potential or some things that I think can fit into this segment. Because Gil Lundgren said, why can't we see a 2 QB set? And then Caleb says, Green Bay should have played Willis and we lost Watson. But what I want to focus on, Caleb, is played Willis and Gil saying a 2 QB set. I wouldn't be surprised if there was a wrinkle in the offense dialed up to have a 2 QB set or to have Willis come in for a drive that might look a little different. But like we just discussed, right? We went down 14-0, and they might have just been like, hey, we're going to bail on the cute shit that we made for this game because shit's hitting the fan.
Yep.
And so they might not have said anything, right? In the presser, he didn't say anything. We didn't address Malik Willis because Malik looked ready to rock on the sidelines early in the game, right?
Yeah. He started showing him warming up, and
was warming up, had his helmet on, right?
He's ready to go.
Yeah. And so, hey, don't think that's lost, my friends. Gil, Caleb, don't think a 2 QB set or a drive or a few plays with Willis isn't out of the question this season. All right, that's something I want to talk. That's what I want to. I'll throw it your way now for team potential.
I mean, end of the day, I think that people need to also remember that Minnesota was up 28-7 going into the second half. They scored 3 points in the second half.
Yeah,
our defense came in and shut them down. Now you can sit there and say they got passive. They weren't passive. They were still throwing. They were still trying to run up the score. They were still trying to score. They just couldn't get anything going. So Jeff Hafley definitely figured it out in the second half and got it done. Offensively, like I said, the end of the game, I feel like we saw the love that we know come back, and we just need that love throughout the whole game. And maybe him missing 2 weeks, him having to get his feet wet again, and on top of that too, get it acclimated with receivers. Losing Watson probably hurt him a little bit, trying to get that trust with Wex going. But the potential's there. Like I said, I think we've mentioned this multiple times. You lose by 2 points after having 2 missed field goals and 4 turnovers. I'm okay with that. I don't want to see that again. I don't want to see 4 turnovers again. I don't want to see, almost 10 drop passes. I don't want to see multiple missed field goals. Narvison's literally on pace to miss a field goal game. So at this point, I'm like, screw it, just do it, whatever. But make the other ones. And the thing in his defense, he's making all his extra points. I'll give him that. He's making his extra points. Yeah. So he's doing that, right? But
when we send him out there and not go for a random ass 2-point conversion, I'm glad we got it. If we wouldn't have got it, I would have been like, what?
What the hell are we doing? The potential's there, man. Offensively and defensively and punter, the sky's the limit. When it comes to everything else, when it comes to our pass rush, that needs to be worked on a little bit. I think we got a little carried away with the 8 sacks the week before, and look, Gil said it right here. Crosby wasn't great starting out. That's true, he wasn't, but he made more than he missed. And if you go back to that rookie season of his, he was the leading scorer for Green Bay. He was the leading scorer in the league. He had the most points scored by any player in the league. And it's because even though he missed field goals, he made a shit ton of other ones. He had an 81 completion percentage. It wasn't great. But you know what, though? You bring in Mason right now, he's kicking anything from 20 yards out to probably 45. That's what I need, honestly. You need someone that's going to give you the gimmies and the automatics. Because truth be told, Greg Joseph on Thursday night made all 5 of his field goals from every distance. And from what it sounds like, Coach LaFleur wanted to keep Joseph, and Coach, GM Goody wanted to keep Narvison. So a little bit of this, I don't know if they're kind of butting heads again or whatever. But look, at the end of the day, as you can see, we lost the game by 2 points, and we missed 3 points. We missed 6 points because of field goals alone. Can't have them. You just can't have that.
No. Yeah, I think positionally we're good to go. I think I'm glad that Elgin Jenkins missed out on that injury, and it's just this offensive line I thought did a pretty solid job protecting Love. He's only going to get more mobile. He's going to get his legs back. He's going to get that arm back. I hope he comes out cooking. And this defense, so what, man? McKinney with 4 for 4, baby. Look, 4 for 4 on takeaways for McKinney.
Look, I'm gonna tell you right now, that last pick we got lucky on that one. I don't think that was a pick. He was bobbling that shit and everything. But I'm gonna take it because we needed it, because there's a lot of shit that they were not calling that they were letting Minnesota get away with. So I'm gonna take mine. I'm gonna take my small victories, okay? But 4 interceptions in 4 games. Sign me up. And I'm gonna tell you right now, Stafford's gonna give us one. The thing that with Darnold gave us, he gave us 4 gifts, and we got 2.
Yeah.
right? We got the interception, we got the fumble, right? But there's two other passes that he threw, one to McDuffie, and I forgot what the second one was, but they were catchable interceptions that you got to just take advantage of. You know what I'm saying? And no joke, like it was one of those things where you get to Stafford, offensive line is completely deteriorated. That offensive line is nor even close to what Minnesota's, and Minnesota's garbage, right? So I understand Halfley only wants to send 4 and get pressure of 4. You may need to send a little bit more than that, but this game in SoFi, you know what? Like that, every other visiting fan takes over that stadium, so we need to be doing the same. That's another thing. Let's talk about that.
Let's get into it then. Okay.
Real quick before we get into the game. Goal
Yeah.
package.
Oh,
Goal package.
yes. Let's
Goal package. If you don't want to come to the game, sell it to Packer fans. That's all I'm asking. And if you don't feel like coming to any of the games because it's too much of a pain, I get it. It's an hour and a half drive. They literally made all your games literally 1:00 games on Sunday. And if that's too much for you, stop getting the fucking tickets. Just stop doing it. Stop getting the tickets, because when you do show up, you don't want people to be loud and standing and bitching and this and that. And then when you don't show up, you're selling to Vikings fans, and our stadium is filled with freaking purple. Fuck that. Like, I'm sick of it, dude. Like, no, man. Like, Gold Packers people are old ass folks, anyways. Hey, no offense. I'm not trying to be ageism over here, but I'm just saying, if you ain't about it, then don't be about it. Sell the tickets to someone that is going to be about it. Sell to someone in Green Bay. Sell to someone in Sheboygan. Someone that's relatively close to the game that can make it. Because why are you doing that? And then if anything, Kyle Kuzno, he is literally the de facto mayor of Green Bay. Just reach out to him on Twitter /X, and he will get you your tickets sold. And guess what? You'll still get them to a Packers fan, and you'll still get your money. But this is ridiculous, dude. I am sorry, man. They're all divisional games. And we're over here. What are we doing, bro? Like, what are we doing, bro? I just, oh my God,
I know, like you said, right? I don't want to get too much into it because I'll get angry too talking about the Gold Packers people.
Seriously.
So let's talk about Packers at Rams. Rams are 1-3.
Mm-hmm.
They lost to the Lions. They lost to the Cardinals 41-10. I think that's the Cardinals' only win. Then they beat the Niners 27-24.
Mm-hmm. A lot of things go their way in that game too.
Yeah,
a lot of things go their way in that game.
And then they just lost to our rival Bears this weekend, a game that the Rams probably should have won. But this is going to be a afternoon kickoff on CBS again, and it's the same damn time as the Seahawks game, so it's not on TV for me out here. So I might have to find my way to the bar. I don't know, even though I don't even drink. But
hopefully it's a bar that allows vaping.
I'll with you
on that because I'll be in Pittsburgh this weekend. So I'll be in Pittsburgh this weekend. Our family's coming in from California. So I'm going to be driving up with my brother-in-laws and my cousin-in-laws. We're going to be going up there. I'm going to be there from Friday through Monday. So I will try to do the post. I should be able to do the post game, but again, I might be pretty hammered again. So just FYI, warning you in advance. But we'll be at a bar that has all the games, so I'll be able to watch everything. And yeah.
I'll do Stream East. I don't worry, I'll be watching it.
Yeah, my boy.
And if I gotta jump on the post game show alone, otherwise I got some aces in my pockets to pull out some guests.
For
post game as well.
But
okay, go ahead. I was just gonna get into the comments here.
Let's do it, yeah.
Puka and Cooper are both out.
Yep.
Plus, Packers always have Stafford's number. I feel good about going and getting this West Coast game. Sometimes it's hard for us.
Yep.
But listen, just go out there and run the ball, please. And I think we'll see more of a balanced attack because I can't imagine the Rams coming out and jumping out to a 28-0 lead on us.
No, I don't see that. The only thing is, though, you got to have an answer for Kyren Williams.
Yes.
Kyren Williams can take over a game. He's had multiple 3-touchdown games. He is him, Ronnie Rivers. I mean, these are running backs that really you don't know much about. They get the job done, and they are quick. They're elusive. And, in LaFleur's defense, he has had McVay's number now, I think, every single time they've played. I think he's undefeated against him. So knock on wood. I hope that stays that way. You know what I'm saying? Puka not being there, Cooper Kupp not being there. That's a big help. But they got receivers. I mean, they got Tutu Atwell, he's probably one of the fastest dudes on the team. They got DeMarcus Robinson, who's a journeyman, but he finds ways to get shit done. John Whittington, a rookie that seems to be very, very talented. Kobe Parkinson, tight end that came from Seattle, who's pretty damn good. They gave him a 3-year extension for $21 million, so he's not some. They clearly like him for something, right?
Yeah.
And of course, the run game. You got Stafford. Stafford's I don't think I've seen a damn NFL Sunday morning where they're not talking about him and his no-look throws. He's looking at you and he's throwing it that way, right? They keep doing this shit. But end of the day, this is one of those games I wish we had Russell Douglas, because Russell, must have pick six that dude I don't know how many times. And you know what? We need Jair back. I understand. You know what? People are gonna be, oh, we don't need Jair for this week. We can survive without Jair. Hell with that. No. I feel like half of his defense, he needs his guy out there. And honestly, if he's not there, I need Carrington Valentine. I need one of the two. Because Stokes was looking really good when he's going up against number twos. But when he was going up against that number one, he got his lunch ate straight up. Let's just be honest. And there's something about the way he hesitates when receivers are catching the ball. He does not attack. Like, he waits for them to catch the ball because he's scared that he's going to get a penalty or something. He doesn't go for the ball. He's always going for the tackle. He's waiting for them to catch the ball. Like, nah, man. Like, just hit the dude. Just go for the ball, and you got to go through the guy. You got to go through the guy. I mean, honestly, like, I don't know. I see it time and time again, and I just don't know if it's just something about him or if it's the way he's being coached, but I can't stand it, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, the Rams have two former Badgers on their offensive line. Rob Havenstein and Logan Bruss.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Yeah. But I think Rashawn Gary's going to record a sack this game. I think I'm sure he's hearing a little bit from the crowd. I'm sure he's hearing the noise a little bit.
100%.
But I stand behind him, man. I think he still has plenty in the tank. I don't know where he's got to get to or what he's got to do to get back in the flow of things. But Rashawn, I need you to get a sack. I want to see another McKinney interception, 5 for 5. Give me Jacobs over 100 yards, and Love, give me a game with no turnovers.
That's it.
That's what I asked. That's what I asked for, man. And I won't be mad if we go for some 4th and shorts or on some field goal opportunities, long field goal opportunities. If we just go for it on 4th and short, I'm okay with that. Some more random 2-point conversions, maybe I'll be okay with that too. But overall, I think this is a game Packers got to make a plan they think is going to work, and they got to stick to it. The defense just has to keep taking the ball away, and this should be a fine
game for that.
Yeah.
Turnover differential has to be in our favor. There's something you said that I completely agree with. And also, I don't know what we need to do, but Tucker Kraft needs to get more touches. Yeah. He needs to have at least 7-8 targets a game. He's so nice. I understand he got the fumble. I get that. He's just trying to make a play. But dude, when he got that ball in his hand, dude, he's 260 pounds of just raw muscle, dog. Dude, you let him go.
For sure. I think that was just a one-off. I hope that fumble.
Yeah.
But my only criticism of that fumble was, like, this is a time that you should be, like, darting out of bounds. Like,
I agree. Yes. Don't try to get more yards.
Save yourself from the contact. Let's get to the next play. Because he had already picked up did he pick up the first down on that play? I know he had picked up a chunk of yards, but it was just like he fought for 2. He was going to be fighting for 2 extra yards with like 4 minutes left in the game or whatever it was. I was just like, dude, like, this is not the time.
That was the game. That was when that fumble happened. We were only down by 6.
Okay.
Right. I think we were down by 6. I need to go back and rewatch the game condensed version, which I normally do, but today's been a one crazy day, bro. But like, we were down by 6, and I think Soder or somebody else can correct me, or even Gilly for that matter. But basically, we're down by 6, have the fumble, they go down and kick a field goal, right? Yeah. And then there was a time where they got it again, and what happens? They went down there, didn't kick the field goal, didn't get the 4th down conversion, and then we literally went down the field and scored a touchdown, right? But
it was no joke, bro. It was 31-22 at that time.
Oh, it was 31-22?
Yeah, we fumbled it. Yeah, because we fumbled it, and then the Vikings went out on downs, and then we went 5 plays, 96 yards for a touchdown. So if he doesn't fumble that ball, we would have scored that, we would have scored to make it 31-29,
Yeah, you're right.
with
Yep.
much more time left on the clock. But
Agreed. Yeah, that was what it was. Yep. Yeah, because
so,
then they marched it down to like the 3-yard line or 4-yard line. They
yeah.
went for on 4th down, didn't get it. And then we ran, then Jordan just turned it on and literally sliced and diced their defense to get a touchdown, like literally fast after pass after pass after pass, And I'm not gonna lie, I had Jordan Love in most of my leagues starting. So like at first I was like, what was I thinking? At the end of the game, I was like, dude, he had a 40 burger. I was like, sign me up, baby. I'm all this worked in my favor. I was like, hell yeah. So I was hoping we'd come out with a win, but it was funny. I had some Viking fans like in my neighborhood, my Viking fan who didn't watch the game, but he just saw the scoreboard. And he goes, oh, so close, but so far away. And I told him what happened. And then he was like, oh, yeah, you know what? Never mind. I take my trash talking back. He goes, we got lucky to win that. If all that happened, y'all lost by 2 only? He goes, yeah, we got lucky. I was like, that's right. All these Viking fans right now on Twitter popping off, dude. I was like, hey, man,
dude.
do it. I was like, there's some crazy fans out there, bro. There's some crazy fans.
Yeah, Vikings fans, man. Hey, I'm happy for them because how happy they were yesterday. I thought to myself, when was the last time I was that happy? And I think it was like February 6, 2011 when the Packers won the Super Bowl. So if them beating us makes them as happy as it makes me feel when we win Super Bowls, enjoy your Super Bowl, Minnesota. Enjoy your Super Bowl.
Yeah, enjoy it. That's all you all going to get. So take it. I'll take it.
But hey, last thing on the Packers-Rams here is
the
Packers open up as 3.5-point favorites. I'm taking that spread, man. I think
all day.
3.5 points.
I'm taking that spread. We should cover that. And it definitely shouldn't be nowhere that close, honestly.
Hopefully go get it now because it might be bigger later this week.
Yeah, let's see how it goes. Let's see the inactives and let's see who's practicing this week. That's probably gonna make a big difference. Yeah. But they said Jordan came out of the game. He's sore, but they say he should be fine. So that's good to hear.
Right on. And then I just want to look at a couple comments here before we wrap things up.
Yep, let's go.
Caleb was just saying he's got tickets for his birthday on December 23rd. Hey, man, enjoy that game. I'll be at their game the week before that out in Seattle, though, for Sunday night football. But then Caleb also reminding that Milwaukee versus Mets tomorrow. Yes, sir. 2:30 West Pacific Standard Time.
Good luck, guys.
Let's go, Brew Crew, man. I'm stoked for that. But MLB playoffs are here. They start tomorrow. But let's wrap up today's show. Any last words, Amar?
Man, I'm just, you know what? I'm looking forward to this week of practice. Just trying to see what's going to happen with these guys, see who's coming back. Hopefully, Carrington, Valentine, and Ja can be ready for this game, at least one of them. Okay. I hope Jordan kind of comes out unscathed for the most part. And I just want to see how this team responds. I just want to see how they respond to adversity after seeing what occurred on Sunday. I felt like they responded great by scoring 29 points, unanswered points for the most part.
Yeah.
And I'm really looking forward just to seeing what team shows up on Sunday in SoFi.
Absolutely. I think we're gonna have the right team show up.
Yeah.
I think LaFleur is good at bouncing back after these losses like this.
Yes.
And beginning of my last words, I'm just gonna throw it out there again. Tundra Town Clothing Company. Here's the 2 different versions of their trucker hat. Green Bay Packer football, a tradition of excellence. Hey, and I'm not rocking one of their t-shirts right now. I was wearing one all day Sunday, but I'm telling you, man, their shirts are so comfortable. 100% cotton, locally printed in Green Bay. TundraTownClothingCo.etsy.com. Use our discount code Game On Wisconsin. Game On We. Christmas is right around the corner. I'm telling you, when you hit October, you got to start thinking Christmas presents. 100%. So get your family members some Packers gear. Get it discounted on us. But hey, man, last words. I'm not sweating this loss against the Vikings, man. No. Shit happens.
Yep.
Hey, we've seen a Vikings team crash and burn later in the season anyways.
Always.
And I'm going to be there for it, man. But I got to say this to those Vikings fans that are saying that this could be this year. Well, if it is this year, if this is your year, you better get it done this year,
I
because
agree.
Brian Flores ain't going to be there next year running your defense. Because if he keeps doing what he's doing there, he's going to be a head coach somewhere.
He should be. He should be.
Yeah,
I mean,
he should already be.
Yeah, hopefully he learned his lessons from Miami, from all the craziness he was doing. But truth be told, yeah, he's a damn defensive coordinator. He's a damn good coordinator. He's a damn good coach. And honestly, like, end of the day, I love what Jordan said in his press conference. He said, "Hey, man, there's holes in that defense. There's completions to be made. Don't worry, we're gonna be right." I was like, "My boy, all right, that's what I'm talking about."
Oh yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
So it seems like even though that first half was really tough to watch, it feels like a lot of Packer fans are doing okay. We're just dealing with the aftermath of the Vikings fans chirping and blowing their horn flutes and stuff like that. But other than that, man, I'm proud of Packer Nation. We're gonna bounce back. If you're headed out, I hope we take over SoFi Stadium.
100%.
Let's see that green and yellow out there in LA. Enjoy the sunshine. Get out on the beach if you're out there. But other than that, man, great to be here again. We'll be back for a post game show. And as always, go Pack, go.
Go Pack, baby.